Okay, so welcome to Philadelphia Walks PTSD. I decided to come out here before I head back to the dogs again tonight to check out Peddler's Village at City Hall, and I think at Love Park. I'm not exactly sure when the one in Love Park is open, but they were set up, and I'm gonna try for it tonight. You figure this would be a good night for it to be open, just because so many people are in town for the marathons, and why not? So we'll check it out. I didn't look at the dates, sorry. It was sort of a very impromptu thing. So here we are. This is where Dizengoff and Abe Fisher used to be there. I think they were just adding to it. Good evening, Dave and Joe. I decided to check out Love Park in addition to City Hall to see if the night market, Peddler's Village, is open. My guess is it would be. City Hall has been open for a while with all their vendors and all that stuff, but Love Park, the last time I was there, it wasn't quite ready to be open. All the stuff was there, but they were closed up and locked and all that. So we will check it out tonight. Here's the Tapster. So hipster, Tapster, and so forth and so on. Self-service. Got all your runners and stuff in there. I don't know if anyone finished up today and did the half marathon, then they would be going out tonight. As for people tomorrow, maybe they're carving up tonight somewhere else on pasta. Probably is. Oh, good. That's what I was thinking it should be. But you never know, but it seems like by now, if the buildings were up, if the little stalls or what have you were up, then they should be up. So Marathon Grill, of course, socially responsible with their localized food and farmers. They see how the orbs are. They have these orb lights. I call them globe lights. It was just pointed out to me that the zoo had a similar thing, and I wonder if they're connected in any way. So the windshield wipers, this happened a long time ago, around 2015 or 16, on a warm night like this when there was no ice or anything like that. I got up super early in the morning, and 2 or 3 blocks of cars, all of them had their windshield wipers out as if it were frozen, freezing cold. So it's probably about ice. I wondered if it was about immigration and customs, at least tonight, if it's an issue. I don't know. So Bagels and Company, that's where Federal Donuts used to be, and the Pulse nightclub mass shooting. And Goldie. Oh, right, that was in Orlando. Sorry. But interesting that we had the same name for a nightclub, and Goldie and Federal Donuts kind of show up in places for some reason, and I'm wondering what the dealio is. All connected up there with Kafar Cafe, which means village in Hebrew, and has been coming up a lot because of the Hamas situation over there in Palestine, Israel. And of course, Kafar Cafe is directly attached to Target. It's at the back of Target store, and is part of Pearl Properties, that whole conglomerate, massive block, and so forth and so on. So then there's the Schulzen Collective, in addition to the Israeli Soul Collective. So everything's a collective per se. Schulzen has, they have a lot of curtains and stuff. They have the cafe over here, Giuseppe, and whatever's next door to Giuseppe, I think. So I think that's all part of the same. I kind of forget the names of all of them, but so all these collectives, and is it a new way of living for some people? A new way of doing business, or are they just using the word on purpose to figure something out? Who knows? I have no clue. So we will march onward, right? Live streaming soldier. I'm nowhere near being an actual soldier, although I have been treated like one. I feel like I We want to go this way. Go the other way. Sorry, I have to. So horns here, horns there. 1441 Defenders Association. Of course, as I always say, the 41 reverses the 14. And for conspiracy theorists, apparently 14 would be fitting into the world of charges by the justice system. So the 41, a defender would have to reverse the charge or exonerate, I guess would be the right word. It sounds about right. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff. Let me see, Joe. I know you took one of your messages out. Probably is setting up the Comcast Center this weekend. Yes, and which way? We'll head this way. Here's Chris's Jazz Cafe. Getting a good look in there. Oddly, see that lamp there? A specific artist creates that lamp, and it must get around because I had a friend who had the same thing, but except it was on, like you could set it on a table, as opposed to, hear how many horns are going off, and know how, you see how horns cannot change the circumstance? Are we in New York or are we being gang stalked right now? And we have the guys, the parking guys over there at the Chase garage. I already know they're honking their way all the way up and down the ramps. So in New York, this is kind of normal, but see, does a horn really do anything? Does it change the circumstance of everyone kind of being stuck here and gridlocked a little bit? So anyway, that's my logic, but also usually horns really get under my skin. For some reason, I can't stand it. So often I'll flip out and sort of have something to say, but we'll be good tonight for whatever reason. Head on this way. So this Mazda, the way the light was shining on the side of the door, I thought it had this like neat squiggly design, like a, Skechers but you can't tell now, or Nike or whatever the other one was, Sauconys, whatever, running shoes. So lights on the Griffin, and then lights on the land title building. This is the land title building, and there's a post office in this building. I don't know why they call it the land title building, other than it probably has something to do with land. So anyway, and the Griffin building, holiday lights, trolley tours. So maybe I'll do that. I'll think about it. I don't know if it's pricier. Normally those things are like $36, which I think is a lot, but so we'll see. There's a YouTube channel called I Run Things. I've seen her before. She's popped up. I'm wondering if she's running this weekend. She was training for the Dopey Challenge in Disney World. So that's a whole thing, and she was hoping to qualify for, I don't know if it was New York or Boston or what have you, but New York already passed, and she was kind of waiting. I did check, every once in a blue moon I'll check on her, and I happened to get the lowdown. Thank you. I have seen her, crossover. I have seen her, so she's out in the burbs somewhere, and she'll show her workouts and, how she trains and stuff like that, going to work and all that. Thank you. So I even thought about going bowling, but turn here. So Insomnia Cookies, of course there's 2 porta potties right next to them. They have yet to open up. So this was a Borders Books and Music, then it was Walgreens. It's a big gigantic Walgreens. She didn't run the New York. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Well, so this is the squiggly that kind of looked like it was on the side of that car, but it was a light reflection. Okay, I thought so, because she was at last minute checking her email, and I was like, how late will they tell you if you're sort of, I guess they have a wait list, and then if you're hoping to get in or qualify or whatever, and you're like, maybe someone will have to drop out, and then, however, I have no idea. I just caught a piece of one of her vlogs, so sometimes I do. I check in every once in a while and she comes up on my feed. I think because she's local, so I kept looking up Philadelphia YouTubers just to sort of do like a subscribe thing. That's how she popped up. And it might have also been tied in with the runs. So like she might get a little bit more play or whatever when there's a run going on. and she'll pop up in the feed because people are punching in the word, marathon or what have you. I don't know. I kind of forgot her name, so I just remember the I Run Things lady. I think I might have mentioned her in a previous YouTube video. So she did run the Broad Street. Yes, that's right. I don't know if I guess she's not doing this one. I don't know what her next project is. Here we are, City Hall. So they have these Christmas trees all lit up. Susie, right. So, all right. Head on in here. It's like a Black Widow spider on his jacket there. I don't know the brand unless it's like, I've seen like Spider Sports tape, Spider can be often a thing. So 2 trash cans there. Or on the front. And here's the thing here. So we'll go this way instead. So here we are, City Hall. We'll walk on through to the carousel. I'm on the south side of City Hall off of Main Street and walking north towards the center of City Hall. And this would be the middle. And here are all these vendors, Peddler's Village. There's City Hall. Quirky Kin, so Feliz Navidad, Harry Potter, yeah. So the norths that go around, and then authentic balsamic vinegar. Oh, they have I think you can sample maybe. Authentic balsamic vinegar, try a sample. So I'll try a sample. Could I try a sample? What kind? Oh, just any you choose. Sorry.
So I import olives from the vineyard in Italy.
Okay.
We've been making it since 1897.
Okay.
Bring it here.
All right.
This is aged for 12 years.
Okay.
In a series of wooden barrels.
Okay. Wow, it smells good already. So. Wow, it's a fruity,
Yeah.
Right, and what's the...
You can taste the grape.
Right, okay, that's it. That makes sense, Italy, and okay. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Because I've tried stuff from Cardinia's, I know, down in...
Cardinia's, yeah. I love Cardinia's sandwiches, but I know for the balsamic it's not.
Okay, all right, well... I've had praline and stuff. It's really good, so thank you.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Through. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So yummy stuff here at the balsamic. Wow, it does taste like grape. I was like, why am I tasting fruit? So I'm so used to tasting different types of balsamic vinegar, praline, or just regular. They have orange flavored at other places, but. It's sort of a little bit, hopefully I don't get tipsy off of the balsamic vinegar if it's been sort of fermenting for a while. But anyway. Oh wow, look at this. It's like the Hello Kitty-ish kind of. It's the kitty with the cats with a waving paw. Paul Zell's. Oh my God, that's so fun. Black sheep dog treats. Wow, great. Of course, we have black sheep and salty paws and all that stuff. So how about that? I love Pizzelles. So Paul Zell's iron pressed biscuits for dogs, inspired by the Italian Pizzelle cookie. In fact, they have Pizzelles where I'm doing overnights, and she's like, "You're welcome to eating anything." So I had 2 already, and I'm going to have to hold back because they're so sugar. Biscuit is a okay, so, look how cute how about that? Sam's Rubs and Spices for the meat. Of course, you can use the same thing, spices on tofu, on cauliflower, and you kind of get the same marination going on. Gangnam chicken. I saw fried tofu down there, so everybody's happy. Aitomori, or is it close enough? Okay. a long line here. Spike top. Spike top chocolate. Yeah, longest line. So come down for your hot chocolate. You know, get your groove on. Right, go to Effie's. Right? Is it? I guess you have to pay for it. So, holiday cheer. Right. Station closed. I'll try not to talk too much, so you guys can enjoy the live stream without a lot of talking. So backpacks, right? Like, right, of course, I love the rainbow one, but wow, sort of like Indian blankets and similar. So, I guess. Oh, thank you. Yeah, are these like? This is
all those
are
the handmade bags.
Right.
And, handmade bag, and those are washable and made out of hemp.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So made out of hemp,
Yeah.
so ecologically
Yeah,
awesome, I guess.
water.
Okay, and they're
Made
fine,
in the pot.
and they look good.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah, I'm sort of live streaming and showing, but really awesome. So of course, that color is so sweet. I love that sort of orangey, burnt orange sienna, I guess, color. So butterflies, totes, and all that stuff. And the great smell of leather. So sorry, I'll come through. Hats, thank you. Panda, who doesn't love the pandas? Himalayan hemp, THC free, made in Nepal. So, all right, thank you. And of course, I love Buddha beads, So I wore these for yoga and everything. So I love these. So you can get your beads on here. I don't know if they have mala beads, but they're all for the wrist. And some hats and stuff like that. This one's not closed. So. Olive wood gifts by Unique Touches. Beautiful when connected with food. Okay,
but you guys are at City Hall.
Of course, for the more natural, and candles and stuff like that. Ketchup Heinz mustard and mustard dispenser. Come on out, get your French's mustard on.
And it is also acceptable.
With the bratwurst, German bratwurst over there.
It is also acceptable. Although really, it's not
Yeah.
They're cooking it on an enormous grill.
Sorry about it, disconnected for a second, so I don't know why, but someone else was taking a picture of someone, so I don't know if that sort of interfered, if there's too much floating around the air. Elizabeth Payton Creations from Garden of Body. I think we saw her the other night. And of course, the ice rink. It's a little bit quiet right now.
Sorry, this would be a lab.
Right, here we go. Wow. Reminds me of a sort of a distant, I guess, kind of relative.
Ice rinks. Better just.
So the Rothman ice rink and the Rothman cabin. I love it when they bring out the penguin. Of course, they have the little penguin things over there to lean on. I think that's really cute. We didn't have that growing up. I'm pretty sure we just had to hurry up and race to the wall and hold on to the wall and stuff. She wanted to be and people out having a good time with dinner, and in the cabin they have concessions and yummy stuff. It's packed tonight. For security in full force tonight. Welcome to the jungle over there. Sort of shuffle on. Oh, it is open, yes. All right, so you're right, Joe, if you're out there. I don't know. I know people come in and out when they can. So, some balloons with sparklies in them tonight. So come on out and buy your balloons with sparklies. So they're fun to have, and
I'm pretty sure you did.
what they're called, right? Balloons that light up and blink and stuff like that.
This was creative. I tried hard this morning.
It's holiday time. So free sample, yes, I'm still here, yes. It was pretty good. It tasted like grapes. It was a little bit like a wine, kind of. It looks like she lives in a suburban neighborhood. Oh, right, yes. The I Run things, she'll show that she's running, like, she'll kind of video while she runs, getting ready in the morning, even before work and everything. So I'll wait because there's only one, just in case. I'm kind of going slow, so was I supposed to go over there? The light was changing just as I was about to step out into the. So I think she shows her husband, and every once in a blue moon she'll show a guy, and I guess it's her husband, and he'll be walking the dog, I guess. Oh.
I don't really think so.
So, right, yeah, don't try to make me jealous. So here we go. Philadelphia Marathon. Okay. I was told to say that, yes. I'm still a kind person, though. Yeah. On this bay. This little guy, little mouse guy just ran under the, I can't stand, luckily he didn't get stepped on there. All the little mice, and so here we have records and stuff like this. So, do you eat babies? All the little like Santa ornaments. Look at that, all lined up. Little. How cute are they? It smells good, like Annie Ann's pretzels, kind of. Christmas souvenir. How cute these are. Jeanette's designs. So stuff for the kids, and also, you know, stuff for adults.
Earbuds, I see it.
It's that wool that's like
I'm
a,
not on the
right. So I love that stuff. It's nice and soft and feels natural and all that stuff. There's heat inside. I don't know. Yeah. It seems like it. Her husband's usually walking the dog for some reason. So Maza or Maza wines. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. But we'll show this other sign. There's the love sculpture.
Oh, that's really
Right.
I was like, good
The Irish shop.
Like, I understand where she's coming from.
Waffles. Maybe that's what I picked up on. Waffles over here. Okay. And then beer, and so there's a line up here for like, I guess, right, warm stuff and beer, and then waffles and the Tibet collection. So sorry. So all kinds of one of my clients would totally love. Right. So all kinds of awesome stuff in here. Right, look at all these pretty colors. This reminds me of Florida, you know that. Right, and all soft textiles.
What if they are?
Lion's Original Blend coffee, or biodegradable. Can you walk over to the Comcast Center if you have time? Tonight, I don't know if I'm walking over there. Oh, well, will they have anything showing yet? I'll check. We'll see. I could walk in that direction because I'd be heading to my dog walks, and I could technically take JFK. So look at all that amazing. Of course, I'm vegetarian, but they could stick some tofu dogs on there. They're just as good, but wow, amazing. Isn't that neat how they cook it all and all that stuff? So with the smoke kind of coming out here, it smells good. Helmet's Austrian strudels. It's like the hills are alive with the sound of music. So I think that's an Austrian thing. So Schnitzel House. So it's all Christmas and cherry strudel, apple strudel. Yum. Yeah. Excuse me. So we'll go this way. Right, you said they were setting up at the Comcast, and I know they put a date online, and I keep forgetting. It's like, are they going to wait until after Thanksgiving, or will they at least start the week of Thanksgiving? I meant to go.
Little son.
Go this way or beer bong? Should we go up here? So Steve's Urban Lumber. And Choco Idea. Right, yeah. All the chocolate stuff. They have Minions in there, white chocolate. So, and here's there's like a Christmas shop thing. I didn't know they had. So they have like a Christmas shop and everything. And this soldier here. It's a little bit different than last year, unless I missed it. So, torch bear sauces. Sorry, beaver's on my mind. All right, so collector's 10-pack and all that. So it's heavily manned, the cabin, so I'm afraid to go in. Bouncers at the door. I don't know if you need tickets or if it's a restaurant situation, but unique ornaments of a glass. Oh, neat. Christmas trees. Glass houses. True honey teas.
Nothing.
Stroopies. Right. These are sort of authentic Dutch stroop waffles. So they sell those at Starbucks too. Like they came in to stock like several years ago, and I was like, stroop waffles. Husky John corn roasting. Sorry. Okay. Bringing in water here. A little bit of a bully. How cute. These are so cute. So if I knew anyone having kids right now, this is what I would. So cute. Astro vinyl art. Right, and vinyl. Drake. Right. I know Adam could have a comment about Drake, Dave Matthews, and Steely Dan. Someone has a license plate that's like almost says Steely Dan. So, or no, it's the Steve Miller Band. Sorry, not Steely Dan. Like the New York songs, whatever. We keep seeing it, so it's close enough, Steve Miller. Most watched stash on Olivewood. Where I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment. I am. I know someone who went trans, Carrie. She used to work for Starbucks. She also tried to teach 1 year. Hated it in the public school system. I kind of think she probably would be nicer, but anyway. But went trans, so goes by Olive. Her name was Carrie, and now she goes by Olive. Wow, I love that blue. So I guess she's got a mustache, if you will. That's how I would almost see that way. I met her through a few other people, so.
No.
So got these wires all down here, kind of curiosities. Parlor of Magical Curiosities. Okay. Soaps. So Gold and Water Company. Okay. Right. I have never come up through those stairs. Is it from the Phoenix, from the parking garage, or it's from the parking under our feet here? So there's parking underneath here, and is it part of the Phoenix as well, maybe? So you could go up to the Phoenix or what have you. Honey accessories. So beads, necklaces, or beaded necklaces, it seems, or the things you wear around, right, the belly, right, and the earrings and so forth and so on. So Cheryl Stevens Studio. So they will keep on trying it on. And making the city beautiful. A delivery here of some sort. A Christmas Village mugs, those are cute. Right, they look really good. Christmas Village in Philadelphia. So, little brown box. Bacon jams. I keep seeing those boot mugs where people have like hot chocolate or something in them, and little red boot mugs. I've been thinking of going up to New York, like doing the Chelsea Piers to Hudson Yards or Hudson Yards to Chelsea Piers. And it would be a little bit like this. I want to go maybe after Thanksgiving. Because I'm doing overnights right now, I can't go, but maybe afterwards I'll go. It would be like in the first week of December or second week in December. And I'll have to get my people up there to clear house to make sure nobody's gang stalks. Right? So anyway, it could happen. We have a special team here to clear house, make sure people don't get too swarmy and ganger up Ronnie and stuff like that. And they won't know what just happened. So LA 21, hats, t-shirts, and so much more. So Colombian fajas, Latin fashion, Esperanza. They even have like yoga. It's like yoga pants and stuff like that. And candles. All right, excuse me. So it smells good. See Spain. Spain. Spain to some people. They would even go that far. Still here watching. So I might go to New York. It's one of these things. I wanted to do it last year, but I just didn't want to spend the money. I was too worried. I'm a little bit freed up where I could go. I'm still really cheap, and I just want things to stay exactly as they are. And that's so if anything changes, then, this guy has a Teddy t-shirt here at Chopstick Art. And tension stress, migraines, sinus, insomnia. Bomb shop. A perfect placing for this. So soap bomb shop. Somebody thought I was going in a certain direction and we dropped the bomb. So anyway, in a good way, or all right. So So we'll see. Hudson Yards to Chelsea Piers, honey over there, edible birdhouses. Edible reseedable birdhouses. How about that? The birds can actually eat the house. That's totally neat. I've never seen that before. I've totally never seen this before, and I always talk about feeding the birds. I can't believe it. How cool is that? So they can eat it. Oh, how cute are they? Do you have like, oh, even wreaths and stuff? Is this all the same birdseed wreath?
I mean,
How cool is that? I live in an apartment, but oh, Coles. That's my last name, Cole. Flamingo squirrel. How about that? Oh, they're 40. So 45 plus tax. Chateau or villa style birdseed wreath and Cole's hot sauce. There you go. I might have to come back. Well, I live in an apartment, but I could send this over to someone who would. So I used to feed the birds all the time. So thank you. Yeah. So there you go, Cole's. How about that? A fellow Cole somewhere in the bird feeding world. Aw. So Caitlin Davis ceramics, really pretty. So and light colors. Mr. Woodcoholics. I love watches, so I'm a big watch person. Oh, they have glasses. Oh, hold on. Okay. So they even have like glasses. Sorry, if it's okay. Oh, and bow tie and neat. And who doesn't love these? Like chokers with a pendant flower inside. I love stuff like this. Oh, and the round glasses. So this is Mistura Woodcoholics and bracelets, so lava bracelets, so wood and lava. All right. Neat. All over the birdhouse. They're $45. It's a little bit much, so I would almost get one of those and send. The Sherpa guy on YouTube gets gifts all the time. It's a little pricey. I for a second I was like, maybe I'll get something from Doggy Style or Salty Paws, and send it over because it's kind of light. Like I could just put it in a envelope or what have you. That would be a little bit heavier. It's not too heavy, but yeah, and would it stay intact? But it's 45. That's a little bit much for me these days. Maybe another day. So I'll have to send a message. Maybe he can put it out there. Someone will send him he feeds birds all the time, and he just got a new house, and he can feed birds and stuff like that. So he's all excited. His dog gets to have a backyard. And as does he, but he sort of, he kind of says this is Sherpa's garden and everything. So that's the dealio there. We'll head on this way. All these flags. Oh, they're maps. So Wilmington, San Diego. I don't know if they mean Wilmington, Delaware, or Wilmington, North Carolina. There's a couple of Wilmingtons, but I think of Delaware. So territory, maps and goods. So it's always good to know your maps. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't know blah, 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 Brooklyn in the house, So we'll head on this way. Tantra Arts, or Tantra, I guess it's really Tantra. It depends on who you are, excuse me. Oh, and all the cute clothes and everything. You know what? I wound up with a pair of, yes. I found a pair a long time ago. This is where they came from then. I found a pair on the sidewalk a long time ago. I still have them. And they're similar. They're almost it's this, but different colors. And I was like, did someone lose these? And I was walking a dog and everything, and they were still there when I came back around. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pick them up because they're so cute. But $22, that's not bad. I love these. Now, this one, and yeah. So I love all this stuff. So this is Norden Arts and Handicrafts. Very cool. So I want to take it. Oh, he's all out here on the. But oh my gosh, I love stuff like this. And technically, I have these little tiny cheap gloves from Target. All right, we'll head on this way. All right, should we head on over? Should we go this way? Past, should we cross over at Phoenix and we'll go up past? This way. So this is the Phoenix. I actually took care of someone's cats in here. His window faces that way. He's at the top, pretty much the top. And 2001, in fact. So 2001, he's on the 20th floor. I don't know if you can see the windows straight up, but from that cafe, you can see the windows. They have big arches, like a big gigantic arch window. Amazing view. Although it's really a condo. Sorry, I want to say apartment because technically it's like a studio apartment size. But he paid for a condo here, and he's all the way up there. Steve Elkin, right? Steve Elkin. Anyway, Elk is in his name. There was a Starbucks here, but it still says we can't wait to see you. I don't know if they're ever going to reopen here or why it's taking so long. If they're just sort of everything's on hold for a while because of the pandemic having changed so much that goes on here. You can't see his window. I would have to go across the street. So that's a Verizon building there. You could kind of see that. That's basically his window right there. You can kind of see a tip of it. That's about it. So he had two cats at first, Lester and Willy Wonka. And Willy Wonka would pass away, so then I was taking care of just Lester for a while. And this is right over Suburban Station or Pennsylvania Station, Penn Station, Penn Suburban, whatever, it was like 50 names for it. On the odd side, he's one of these people where in 2017, I would get this mysterious email from him saying, you didn't respond to my request for cat visits, so I had to go with a different person. And it's part of the gang stalking to do that because I never not respond. It would be like really weird. And most people who are good people would just would keep checking and calling, texting, and then would say, oh, I kept trying to reach you and I couldn't, wanted the double, triple check before. But he played a game. For many years, it was an insurance company. Oh, okay. How about that? Over at the Phoenix or... So this is the Arch building over here, and it always reflects in Comcast very nicely. So if in a video, you could almost like see the reflection and wonder if it's the actual building. So anyway, I was a little weirded out because I was like, I wonder, normal people double, triple check or try a different mode like text, email, and call. He only tried email, apparently. I don't even think he tried that, to be honest. So, because he was playing into the whole thing that was going on in my case. So 2017, I started to get really nervous because, it started to feel like what they try to do, which is like a takedown program, because it's like, well, then you're second guessing, like, did I totally miss his email? There was no email. Nobody else had problems with email. So he's the only one, which means he was lying. I don't know why these people do it. If you see him walking around, he always looks really distressed. He almost like Monk from the show where he's always putting like stuff on his, antibacterial stuff on his hands. So he always looks like he's scared, but he was part of the running group, and that's how I met him. And he would seem nice, but he was willing to play the game, I think. So in what capacity, I don't know. Some people, I think, were filtered in to see how far it would go and had to play along, play the bad guy occasionally. It's hard to tell because it's like there's no way that this person working for, Haverford or whatever is going to do this. But you never know. There's all kinds of crazy balls out there, and they're in all kinds of jobs. So... no Christmas show yet, but we have this going on. Little snowfall. Let's see if I can get. So they've got this special going on for now until it's time. Let me come down here. So, all right. And there's a guy over there with a lift. So they're probably still in the process. A lift over here in red. So they're probably still in the process, Joe. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. There go, that's a Pekin duck. These Pekin ducks. The other ones were swans. There go rings. So I don't recall that from there. Birds and little bird houses, and it's a grandfather clockish thing. Neat. We'll head on. Oh, and some sort of tree. A tree with a robin in it, or similar, or cardinal, really. Yeah. So penguins. Ice skating. Neat. Okay, so we will head on from there. So they have that going on. That's not the regular show, but it is Christmassy in nature, and guys with their lifts in there. Oh, this is interesting. I can see that right there. I've never noticed that before on that floor ceiling that looks kind of like a black and white circle target, if you will, but almost looks like a vase, like how you would see the bottom of a vase or bowl. So we're here amongst the trees of the Comcast Center. So there's the BNY building, Bank of New York. That's where they filmed part of the Philadelphia Story with Tom Hanks when he wound up with AIDS and had to sort of sue his own employer. I noticed nothing's going on here. I guess Click is out. I didn't know that happened unless they're setting up and had to, but I think Click was still there last year for the Christmas show. So we don't even want to know what's going on. But testing it, yes, maybe. So what time we work in here? Do I want to go home? And then, it's only 5:56. Okay, so Comcast Center 2 and the Arch building over there. That building, which houses a law firm in there, and if you look at the front, you can almost see like a dragon face etched. It's in a way, it's this architectural style, so you have to look at it a certain way. It's almost like magic eye. But and then the church over here, kind of. It's not really magic eye, but you really have to look and notice it. Of course, they're not pink tonight, just white words drawing across the top, the ceiling there, and the entryway to Comcast 2. The technology center. Right. I don't know if you can just walk in. They do have a bunch of Christmas balls in there, which I don't recall. All right, we will go down there and check out what's going on at this place. It's impressive when you walk around amidst the buildings. I will say that I love this city at night. So if I ever move, I would miss that. But we'll see. It's probably a long ways off anyway. It's not like money's falling off the trees yet, right? And I didn't bring my microphone out here, so it's a little bit windy over here. Sorry about that. And I have that special microphone with the muff on it and everything, and I forgot to bring it out. So. Oh, that's the sphere in the back. I saw something online or on an ad, and I was like, where's the sphere thing? It's all the way in the back. So white poinsettias reminds me of my mom and aunt. They would get a whole bunch of poinsettias because of the Christmas party that they would hold at the little, kind of like a clubhouse. It was sort of like everybody met up there. It's like a whole bunch of old folks meeting up for, different events or whatever. It's kind of a small little hokey place. But look at this. Is this a bear? Like a mirrored bear? Or neat. How about that? So it's like a polar bear, I guess. 1800 arch. And, so how about that? I guess it's like sort of like a polar bear, kind of. And then, of course, you have the S up there and limits to it we trust or whatever. It consumes itself, but so slowly it will outlast our time and our grandchildren. Curious, but not unique. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm reading some of the words up there. So how neat is that? Just walking along here in the city of Philadelphia. Amazing. All right, we will head back. I want to feed the dogs their dinner. I was kind of waiting for the maid, I guess, or house cleaner to finish up. I was there just about 3.5, 4 hours ago. I guess 4 hours ago. It was close to 6. I did 1:30 to 2, so they were up until 2. They were. So, all right, we'll head on this way. Okay. We got somebody coming out here. All right, thanks. Right there. Usually that's sort of pedestrian caution walk. I can smell, wow, blooming onions or fried onion rings big time here at Misconduct. So, Fairlife, non-dairy milk being poured on the commercial there. One of many locations of Misconduct. When I first moved here, I think they only had one Misconduct, and now they've grown to like 4 or 5, somewhere in there. But here's one, Misconduct at the Sterling Apartment Homes, and they also have City Fitness in here. So we'll head on this way and turn there, and we'll get a shot all the way down. It's kind of neat to. That's the side of the Comcast building. So we'll kind of. That's the whole. All the way down JFK. Right. All the way down JFK. Walk on up to Market. It's quieter in these parts. Earlier, I was walking through the City Hall and Love Park, Peddler's Village, the night market, Christmas market, whatever you want to call it. So, robotic imagination. I'm always fascinated. In fact, I was just talking about someone who I took care of cats for in the Phoenix, and he had this unusual, like, wooden sort of statuesque thing, sculpture or whatever, that just sat on this kitchen bar counter. And this thing always reminded me of it, sort of like a toucan Sam or a pelican. And that every time I see that, it reminds me of that thing that he had, because it had different colors and everything on it. So, Devin and Blakely. I think I've been in there once, maybe to check out the pastries. So I'm on 18th Street, walking south towards Market here in Philadelphia. Please like, share, and subscribe, as every good live streamer says. And let's see if we can get across here really quick. And if you don't mind, check out my Christmas wish list on Amazon. Venmo, PayPal donations happily accepted. Basically, trying to do anything I can to bring in anything I can because of what started in 2011. Limited my ability to find work and operate normally in the world. So by now I could have had kids, you know, going off to college and enjoying like a special family Christmas. So Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, or RC. Should we go over to Harper's Garden and check it out? Or Nom Nom Ramen. This came in during a political year, so it was almost like nomination, like Nom Nom. Someone thought that, so I was like, oh, I see what you mean, Nom Nom. So, right. And Harper's Garden over there. So, we'll head on this way. So Huda over here. And Midtown or Continental. Which one is this one again? To me, they're the same. So I guess this is the Continental, right? It's similar to the Midtown one. They had a Midtown one over by Jefferson, but that closed. Jefferson Hospital, Jefferson University Hospital, what have you. And this is the Continental. So, right, the Continental. Go this way. I'll go this way. Do go out. Risking it all on Chestnut Street. So, delivery service. So sealing the game. The game has been ripped to shreds, and it reflects here in this And Pizza joint. So they're making all the stuff in here and celebrating 10 years of And Pizza. So, smoking stogies. Macmart. I've never really felt a strong urge to go in here for some reason, but I can't really eat macaroni and cheese. So it would be like a special thing if I were to go out with people or whatever, then I would just get it just to not be a pill. But I can't eat it. It's too heavy and get in trouble right quick. Van Llewellyn. Bill blows, or I never know how to pronounce it, but then Van Gogh. And I think Van Gogh has the rooftop. One of them has the rooftop. I've never been in, so I've just sort of been in a position to not be a big partier, I guess. So Dapper, the hair salon, or DAPR up there. Somebody's in the house now above Manhattan Bagel. It's kind of a sweet spot. It's one of these things where you kind of don't notice it all the time, but he's been doing a good job because since I've been back, I keep noticing it. The many years that I was here, I didn't really notice it. So this is Dandelion. Try our fish and chips. Catch of the day. So, and there's the APR doing a shave up there. So shave and a haircut, right? Grooming parlor. I've also heard the parlor keeps coming up as a word. So dining out. Smells so good. Oh my gosh. This is the love. And a show being put on here. Rittenhouse 10. So I think they have their own concierge group. So there's a couple different concierge groups that service various buildings in Philadelphia, and that's a separate one from, say, Pearl Properties. For a reason, they don't want to. I mean, you can't have just one, but also it kind of messes people up so they can't, take over the world. From the world of, doormen and stuff. All of a sudden they stage a coup because, Philadelphia, whatever concierge company decides. You never know. They could lock everybody on the elevators and stuff. So, AKA, that's both the extended stay, sort of a long-term, if you would. I think if there's availability, you could still get it for 3 nights. But in general, a lot of people will stay here, while they're getting renovations done on their house. This is flickering over here. But also their bar. And then they have a kitchen is over here, a period kitchen. So. this way. All right, we'll head on this way. Keep running into Sun Tzu. He's never heard of the emperor. He's like the head. Somehow he was a man of importance in China and came up with the art of war, Sun Tzu. So this is ancient sort of strategy, I guess, on how to win, how to defeat your opponents, which would, one of the 5 essentials would be to create distrust among friends or family or what have you. So if you can infiltrate, say, a country and create so much distrust that no one knows who to trust, then all of a sudden there could be a takeover. This is ancient, whatever. Anyway, it's in my book, $9.99, Duplicity and Duress Factories in the Making. I sort of make reference to this art of war just because a couple people had the book and it stood out to me because it never came up in my education. But it certainly did come up in other people's educational process. So even for John Bates, the guy in the wheelchair who had a dog named Murda, or Murda she wrote, the Bernese mountain dog in the Murano. He actually passed away on like Valentine's Day in 2013 maybe. So their Beauty and the Beast is playing these days. Oh, look at this guy. So 210 West Rittenhouse. I usually think of Washington Square West, but that's the only building that's sort of at an angle here on Rittenhouse. All the other ones are facing sort of straight, either long ways or wide ways. Anyway, there's radio tower there on the Claridge at Rittenhouse Park, Rittenhouse. So Savoy, 1820, hiding as it should, I guess, for all its infidelities. And so 1830 there, always a show. Sometimes you can tell, at the entryway, some people might show who they are. And if it looks like a theater, it might be kind of like one, whether people love it or not. So up here, people have enough money and might see it and know that 1830 looks like a theater. So I'm kind of curious, how people wind up there. Money, and then they would maybe understand the show on some level, on a grand level. Anyway, they did to be dumb. So guys, people signaling, don't be around because she's got the camera. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about trust me on that one. Anyone who's paying attention other than the loyal fans, thank you. But otherwise it would be, go this way. Otherwise, no one of authority really cares that much. They would really be looking more for gang stalking if anyone's interested to see what goes on around me. In my case, they could care less about what other stuff that's going on. They already have enough people on that case. So 2601 Parkway. Here comes their shuttle. They took a step down as far as I'm concerned, because I used to live in 2601 when it was a landmarks for living. It was just apartments, now they're condo. But they had this cute little shuttle that would beep up around. I realized they probably needed a bigger one that's more like a bus. But it went condo, and I don't know, it changed quite a bit in there, and it looks like some healthcare facility. Sometimes signage doesn't look so good. No offense to all the people who invested all their money to get a condo. But it used to be apartments run by historic landmarks for living. I don't even know if that company is still, operating right now. Operational. I'll have to look it up to see if they come up at all. So this is 222 Rittenhouse, this building here. And this is one of those buildings too that I rarely pay attention to for some reason. I think the entrance is on the side, so I don't really notice it as much. I know it's there, but I'm not always like super conscious of it or pay attention to it that much. And of course, the Dorchester wraps all around like a monstrosity. They didn't really do pets at Dorchester, so there aren't any dogs. Recently, I heard they might have even banned cats, but people have been living there, and I'm sure some people have cats. And it would be a thing like maybe no new cats coming in. I have no idea, but it's hard to imagine that size of a place without any cats or anyone without any pets at all. So, or maybe emotional support animals. They're allowed anywhere. So technically by law now, if someone needs a service dog or an emotional support, I think they kind of have to go through a process. At least for the emotional support, it may be more of a process, but service dog, it would just be they have to allow the service dog in. So Ultimo Coffee here. I guess they're closed now. This day has gone on for a long time. It seems like every time I looked at the clock, I'm like, really? Only 15 minutes have gone by? Only a half hour? I'm not sure if it's because I was up doing stuff early. Like even after doing the live stream and then of the half marathon, checking in on the dogs for the second time and coming back, I'm like, are you kidding? It's only 10:30. To me, it felt like 3 o'clock by that point. So I was up super early, but still, often I get up super early, walk the dogs, feed them, then I go home, take a shower. I fall back to sleep for like an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depends. Then I get up, do the dogs again when I'm doing overnights. That's usually my morning routine, but today seemed extra long. So here we are, headed west on Locust Street, one of the main biggie streets in Philadelphia that runs straight through Center City, especially the Rittenhouse area, and through Washington Square and Rittenhouse Square, and it goes all the way up to sort of, I guess, Society Hill-ish area, which some people still call Old City. I consider Old City mostly north of Market, so we're south of Market, but some people kind of combine Society Hill and Old City. It kind of blends into each other a little bit. It's just all at the front there where all the old bars are and everything. But anyway, Locust is, a wealthy area, and a lot of people live along here who have wealth, I guess. I guess it's mixed. You do get some apartments, shops. Here's Julius Scissor. So it reminds me of my mom and aunt used to say like the Eagles. They would actually say the Eagles. I don't know what it is. This is a thing. And I'm like, I'm wondering if I don't know about my aunt, but I wondered if my mom had a hard time pronouncing long E's. It would be like the Eagles, and she would say, oh, the Eagles are playing, the Eagles. There's another word. There's Pacific was really hard for, like Pacific Coast or the Pacific Ocean. And she would need to kind of say, she would try to say Pacific, but it would come out specific. So she had a little bit of a struggle pronouncing certain sounds and vowels and words. Which way should I go? So I thought that was really interesting, Eagles. And also interesting is when I was taking care of a dog in 1820 South Rittenhouse, there were staff on hand who happened to be Filipino. And they also, some of the sounds that they would make when talking reminded me of my mom. Because every once in a while they would say, like, instead of eagles, they would say eagles. It would be in that realm. So I thought that was fascinating. My mom actually had a Filipino gynecologist who apparently was sort of like exiled. Like he had to leave the Philippines, and he was that's what he said. He was accepted here into the United States. He lived and operated and practiced in Delaware. He wound up my mom's doctor. That's right. Not Stefano. That's more of a. Every once in a while, his name will pop up in my brain. So we'll head on this way. Hi, sweet thing. Yeah. So Knockout Rose is here. Knockout Rose Bush. over there. And we're here at 2130. Technically, I just need to go up 22. I didn't realize I was so far over. I'll head on in here, feed the dogs, and hopefully the person who came in to sort of do the usually weekly cleaning, although I don't think she'll be here for the Thanksgiving weekend, but hopefully she's all wrapped up and done. It's always awkward to sort of show up in the middle of someone trying to get their work done. But anyway, Pizzata used to be Gusto, I think, a long time ago. In 2015, I took care of some dogs at 2128 Delancey for 10 days over Christmas. And, you know, they pulled out the Gusto menu and said, you know, order from this menu. You know, tons of great places around here. And that's where it was. It used to be called Gusto. And I remember because I used to also have a Gusto phone back in the day. It was a flip phone for Verizon. But at that point, in 2015, did I still have the Gusto or had I moved on? It was clamshell-ish. All right, we're still another block down. Okay. Here's Chandler Place. When I first moved here, I met this man and woman who used to work for the Peace Corps, and they invited me from time to time to hang out with people they knew, and they knew people who lived in there. So I think the woman was a lawyer, I think, for employment law. I can't remember their names. It's been so long. The husband, I don't remember what he did, but on the side, he also was a comedian, like kind of a local comedian. Was he serious or was he joking about that? So I think he actually did a little stand-up comedy. Around here, a lot of people take workshops and they, you know, want to try their hand at stuff like that, or, you know, people have all kinds of dreams or they hate their jobs, so they'll try their hand at other things just to see if it works. We'll head on this way. And we'll get on in here and look how pretty the trees are, especially with the lights coming through. Oops, sorry. Sidewalk there. Extra crack lift on the sidewalk. So, how good. Here we are, Delancey. A lot of activity here tonight, and everybody's sort of merging together in unison to create a crowded corner here. We want to go the other way? I go this way. Okay. Just messed some people up a little bit because they weren't sure which way I was going, and they want to double check and look. So I don't know if I have no idea if they know what's going on schedule-wise or what. So okay. Head on this way. That's what it's told to do. All right, so I'll see you on the flip side, and thank you.